Hello, hi everyone. Welcome to a new video in this channel. So in this video, I'll be talking about a recent train accident in Odisha that everyone is aware of. Even you are aware or not, I am not sure. Ki outside India also the news has been spread and the other several international leaders have also said on this topic. So one more thing I can tell is whoever is criticizing India based on these train accidents, see, this is not a time to criticize because accident is not in a control of any person. Here you can see how the rail compartments are being present there, right? In the track. It's a massive accident. One of the deadliest accident. So how you can think of like people can be whom yeah. So based upon this accident, you are telling something, right? Ki whether Indian railway system is good or bad. See, uh, any kind of transport system, accidents can happen, and I think it's irrespective of country, irrespective of place, and already investigation has started. If it comes out that due to this place in India, as this place is in India, that's why the accident happened. If this comes out, on that day, I will delete this video from my channel. I promise. There may be multiple reasons, but do you think that this would be reason? That as this place is in India, that's why this accident happened? Haven't the accident happened any accident happened earlier in any other countries? I'm not taking any names. So-called developed countries, accidents haven't happened previously. So what's the most shocking news for me? This is a well-known train in one of the famous train you can say in India. And on the same train, train number 12841, Salima to MGS Central Chennai. In this train, I traveled last year. So last year I saw ICF coaches. Now they have introduced LHB coaches. So still there are so many number of people who have lost their lives. The number is nearly 288 as per the government official announcement, and nearly 1,000 people are injured like that. So first was I am shocked. I have heard several train accidents name in previous, right? But no one was related to my kind of like anyhow that I was related to the train. Like I have traveled in several trains, right? So in this train I have traveled so on the same route. And as I told previously, it was ICF coaches, yellow color. Then they have introduced LHB coaches. More, mm, you can say, LHB coaches are more comfortable journey, provide the more comfortable journey than ICF coaches. Anyhow, so our topic is, and our topic will be in this video to talk about this train accident, why it happened. There are many concepts, but only one concept, that change of track. About that, I will talk in this video briefly, okay? So that you can understand it. So 1 minute silence for those who have lost their lives in their in this deadly train accident. Yeah, it starts now, and when it ends, I will call it. It ends. Okay. So next we move in our presentation. So first of all, hats after this, after the previous slide. So hats up to those employees or workers, even the full Indian Railway team who and the other rescue team who was there or who were there after the accident, and they have made the system. So after the accident, tracks were even broken and spread around. So within 5 days, everything they have cleared, and I think within third or fourth day, they have made it. So they had a target of this accident happened on Friday evening. They had a target of to resume the services on Wednesday on or before Wednesday morning. But in Monday morning itself, I, as per I can remember, the Bande Bharat train ran through the track. So though other railway services, I mean other train services were not resumed, but yeah, the tracks and those works were resumed. And our railway minister, he was there for continuously, and he controlled the inspected uh, uh, the whole work there. And after the first trial run of a goods train, he literally means the tears came from his eyes. See, I'm not saying any making any political comments in that. I in this because I don't want to make these issues to be political. And it's not that human is for politics. It's the reverse. Politics is for human beings. Okay. So irrespective of any politics, any political party, whoever has worked in that condition, hats off and salute to them or that particular person. Okay. So now let's see what is this I have drawn. I will try to make you understand by this diagram. So this is the up line, okay? The left one, this is the up line, and this is the down line. Now, in many videos, maybe you have heard one term that is loop line. So this is loop line. Why it is loop line? It is looped like this, okay? So this is a loop line. So this is loop line of low up line, and this is loop line of down line. Okay. Now, how the accident happened? This was the path for Coromandel Express. Okay. And this was the path for Jaswantpur Howrah Superfast Express. So this was Coromandel Express, CE, and this is Jaswantpur Howrah Superfast Express, SE. Now, these loop lines, why they are made? See, in Indian Railways, there are certain train, you can say that uh, importance or their preferences, right? It means, as per I know that the first it comes Vande Bharat. Before introduction of Vande Bharat, it was Rajdhani. So now first preference is for Vande Bharat, then for Rajdhani, then for Shatabdi. Rajdhani, Duronto, Shatabdi, and the consecutive trains. Maybe sometimes you have seen whoever uh, travels in local trains, that your local train sometimes got diverted into this path. Okay, and it gives line for the main line. And there's a one particular thing. It is not a road, right? Let's say you are giving side to someone and you turned left. It is railway track. And on the track, you have to go. You can't go outside track. If you go, then accident will happen or accident will occur. Now you have seen just after passing, let's say this is my local train, okay, which is standing here, local train or goods train. Now, an express train has to pass. So you see, just after passing the express train, the local train doesn't start. In layman language, you can think that if you can reply that if it starts directly, then maybe it will collide with each other. No, that's true, but not technically full correct. It is because due to the making of the line. Now what happens? Let's say, let's understand this part of the track, okay, by this. Now see, how the wheels of trains are there. See, you can see there's a little extension towards inside of that made of iron or that what is called mostly made of iron or any other metallic elements, right? So through this, the movement of train is controlled. Now, who controls this? No one controls this. The driver is sitting on the train above the patrias or the tracks, and the passengers are inside the train. So from inside the train, you can't control anything. So the first misconception is that in train, it's driver's fault. Yeah, sometimes it can be driver's fault. But in which direction to go, that's not driver's fault. In driver's fault occurs in which cases? Let's say even it's red signal, the driver has passed or the driver has overspeeded, these kind of things. Like, okay. So what happened? So let me tell, this is the, let's say, these are the wheels. Now the wheel comes here. And now you tell me on which direction the wheel will go. See, here is a gap, right? I am drawing a red line. That's why the inner part of the wheels are extended. And here you see they are just not just and also tightly touched. This track and this track. So what will happen? Now let me change the color. So the inner extension will find a path through this and through this, and they are interlocked. It cannot happen that out of the two tracks, only one track is on that way, right? Not the other tracks. Can it happen like that? And those who have seen them, these these boxes are mainly the controllers. So it's like in electrical, say, like DPDT switch. Both are connected. If you press the switch, it's not like that only live will get connected, neutral will not, until and unless there is some fault. So there can be any fault. Yes. And what happens in most of the cases while changing the track, so this is called changing the track. So from straight to you are going to right? So from while changing the track, the speed is all kept as less as possible to avoid any kind of accidents. It can happen because these are the joint portions are the most accident prone areas. And in this accident also, this happened. It's being claimed one of the reason is due to this joint portion. Now what will happen? See. Now let me clear all things and go on this mode. Okay. Now I am playing an animation here. How the track change is controlled. Okay. See. See. So what happened just now? This controller has pushed it towards this. Now what happened? It has this part was closely connected to its neighboring track, right? Single track. Now left side one is now closely connected, right? And there's a gap. Let me draw the gap in blue color. So here's a gap. Previously, as if you can remember, the gap was on the left side, right? Now the gap is on the right side. Now let me play the animation again and let me show you. See, the gap is on the left side. So the gap is basically to allow the passing of the extended portion of the inner side of the wheel, right? Now it will pass straight. Now see, the gap gradually reduces in the left side. If you see from this side, and gradually what happens? Increases in the right side. See, gradually increases in the right side. And while that, you can see that this extension is being pushed. So this is a control, right? Now it can happen. My query, can it happen? Let's say a intermediate state. Let's say we have an intermediate state, right? Let me show you. This. Let's say intermediate state. Now what will happen? You have to tell me. See, can this intermediate state happen? Yeah, it can happen. Due to any fault in this device, this intermediate state can happen, right? Now, let's say there's any obstacle in between. Then what will happen, sir? I don't know the proper answer, but it can happen that there any obstacle is stuck in between the gaps, and the obstacle is not soft enough. Just a minute. Huh? Okay. So now in between it can come, right? Now let's say there's, I don't know whether it can happen or not. There's a hard obstacle here. Okay. There's a hard obstacle here. Now due to that, it can happen, it is not exactly connected, right? Due to that, it's not exactly connected. But this gap has been made. Now what will happen? There, which one works? You know, there the role of electrical interlocking system comes. Now, if the electrical interlocking system is not there, then it would have been an accident. Now, what electrical interlocking system does? Based upon these, it controls the signal. Let's say here is a signal, and here is also a signal, right? Now this signal left one is for main line, straight line, and the right one is for loop line, right? Now what will happen? It will check which track is free, right? Now if it checks and which first of all it will check that in which track it will go, that it is the track is continuous to continuous so that the train can go. If it is not connected, then what will happen? It will not happen. Simply, let me tell you, if it is not connected, then it can't detect in which direction it goes. And as per the data I got, if it doesn't detect anything or any false kind of thing then it will give a red signal. So red signal, it means safe. Train will stop there. No accident will occur. Now, come to this stage. Now what will happen? It will see there's a disconnection on the right side, right? The gap. That's why this track is now disconnected, right? Now it will measure the train can go in right side. So now this signal will be green and this signal will be red. It's as simple as it is. This signal will be red. Now let's make it like this. Okay. Now what will happen? In which direction the train can go? Straight. I repeat, the train can go in straight direction, right? Yeah. Okay. Now the train can go in straight direction. Okay. So which signal will be green? This signal will be green. Which signal will be red? This signal will be red. Okay. Now this signaling and the change of track. So after change of track, it checks that on which uh, like which side the train can go. Based upon that, the signaling occurs. They are interlocked. Interlock means it cannot happen that my path is on the towards straight, but this signal is red and this signal is green. Now what will happen? So in all these cases, see, If it is in diverted path, then the speed would have been less. But the train which is moving on the main route, it's, as I told, highly preferred train like Rajdhani, Duronto, Vande Bharat, they are of high speed. So they normally don't reduce the speed. It's little bit less than permissible speed. Same thing happened for Coromandel Express also. The maximum permissible speed 130, and it was moving little less than speed. Almost at that speed 128 it was moving. So in that case, what happened, man? Let us see on the next thing. So all the problems occurred from here. So this is the line where Coromandel Express, path for Coromandel Express, and this is the path for which express? Superfast Express. And in both the tracks, there are goods train, goods train, goods train. So you can say maybe after passing the goods train was before coming the Coromandel Express, the goods train was on the main line to give path to the Coromandel Express. The goods train entered into the loop line. Okay, but it may be they have forgotten to change the track. Now, if they have forgotten to change the track, it can never be that this signal is green. Okay, so if they have forgotten to change the track, so it means previous condition is retained. It means this will become continue in green, sorry, red for the main line, and this will continue for green. Now, as per the report came, it is said the ulta. It means opposite. What is that? It is saying the driver has found this one is green and this one is red. Which one? And this one is red. Okay. But the track is in which condition? The track is in this condition. This was the case while making the accident. But shall it be in this case? So what should be the ideal case in this? This should be red. And in this case, which one should be red? The track, the trains that go straight. So left should be red. Loop line should be red. And main line should be green. Now loop lines here, loop line should be green. Main line should be red. Okay. Now it is said that while the accident happened, the track condition was this, but the signal condition was not this. The signal condition was this. So there's a conflict. Is it a conflict or not? Yeah. So it means something problematic has happened. See, this is technology, right? And the people who are using that are accustomed with different other technologies. They understand that anything before coming to market, it is passed through several cases, right? Because it's related to people's life. It's not related to something a kids playing material. Okay, it's related to many hundred thousands of people lives. Maybe some IS IPS officers were traveling in the train and then the accident happened. So also some kids were maybe traveling, school students. So future of a country you can't make like risky. Okay, so all this I talked about this Coromandel Express line. Now the Superfast Express line, it was exactly correct. That's why the Superfast Express was going. Now how the accident happened? Now the query is, You have heard that the accident was consisting of three trains, one good train and two passenger trains. Now, you understand that due to this, what happened? In the loop line, there was good train and Coromandel Express should have been gone through this path, but instead of going through this dotted line, it has entered here. Now, previously there was a goods train here, and the photo you have seen, the Coromandel Express has came on the top of this goods train, and luckily it was a goods train, not some local train. If it would have a local train, then the number of casualties and the number of people losing their lives would have been more than this. Okay. Next. So we were here. Okay. So it collided with that. So up to this is okay. Ki goods train Coromandel Express collided, made an accident with goods train. Now the query comes, if this was correct, then why this train got involved? Very important thing. Now, that's why it is all everywhere said when you drive in the road also, or drive on the road rather, it's said you are not driving for yourself. Driving is a responsibility to make others also go safe on the road. Though it's not driving, but why I told this here, because it's related to something. If you make an accident, see, Coromandel Express made an accident and it affected the train which was passing on the side track. How it affected that I will come. But here the driver has no control. The driver had no control on which track to go. But the two major things to learn from this. One thing, even you were correct, it you on from your side, it doesn't mean that you are already or always correct from universally or safe universally. See the example for Superfast Express. And the second thing, you don't think if anything happened to you, any bad thing happened to you, it doesn't happen to you only, it affects others also. Okay, now what happened? So the Coromandel Express, what happened? It collided, the engine went on the goods train, and the bogies were, how the bogies will be? The bogies will be like this, okay? And the tracks were broken. Now, let me go to the previous slide. So this was Coromandel train's track, the dotted one, but it went here and there's a good train. So the engine collided with the goods train and it went on the goods train, went above the goods train, and the bogies were like this. Okay, separate. Now at that time, the Superfast Express was passing. And luckily, the full train was not passing. It was almost passed, only the two coaches were left. Only two coaches were left. So the last two coaches and other than the entire train was moving this side. Okay. And let me draw in orange here. So train was moving this side from in this diagram, top to bottom, and Coromandel Express should have been gone to bottom to top. Now it happened Instead of going here, Coromandel Express went here, it collided. The bogies of Coromandel Express, it spread. Now what was the separation distance between the tracks? It was less. So it went to this track up to the bogie of Coromandel Express, or the coach of one or multiple coaches of Coromandel Express went till this track. And as a result, on the side track, there was Jaswantpur Express or Superfast Express. Now it collided with that. As I told here also, the second luckiest thing, or second lucky thing, only two coaches were there. Instead of that, if it would have been the entire Jaswantpur Express, then the casualties would have been more. Okay. So these two coaches, now they were moving on the straight direction in physics, the momentum, and from the side, they got a force. So they also got derailed. So the correct term is derailed. So due to derailment of the coaches, just after the engine of the Coromandel Express, it spread up to from the its own track up to the nearby track. And as Jaswantpur Superfast Express, two coaches were left at that time. So it collided, or the derailed coaches of Coromandel Express hit the coaches of Jaswantpur Superfast Express, which is also moving at a speed of nearly 130. That caused derailment of the Jaswantpur Superfast Express last two coaches also. So this was one of the thing, and actually you can see in the photo. Yeah, see, this is a good strength. This is also a good strength. So actually 4 trains were there in the track. The collision first happened due to this Coromandel Express, this one. Okay, it came like this from straight track to loop line. First train, Coromandel Express. Second train, the train which is standing on the loop line, the goods train. And after that, it involved with the Jaswantpur Superfast Express, last two bogies also. You understood? Yes. You can see some drone view and other pictures. So technically, I have described you how it has happened. I will not say how it has happened, how it could happen, because I am not the investigator, so I don't have any proper information. So whatever the informations I have got through internet, based upon that only I have made this video. Okay. Okay. So I thought as this was something related to technical, the change of track, that's why I should make this video, and that's it. So obviously that doesn't matter whether train derailment has happened or not. Many people have lost their lives. That's the most important thing, right? Because if a LHB coach is fully smashed, we can make a new coach. Maybe some more amount is required. I know the amount is not in thousands. It may lakhs of amounts or crores of amounts for of a train. But what about the life value of the people? Only some few lakhs. Is it sufficient? And many poor people were there, families. Some of the multiple people have lost in from a single family itself. So it's very inhuman kind of thing. So I think eh, this kind of train accidents should not happen, where it relates with people's lives. And they are common people, right? If they were not common people, they could have gone by their own transportation or by flight. That's the thing. So, okay, I have tried to make this video as informative as possible from technical point of view. So, anything you or your thoughts, you are always invited to share. So, that's all. Okay. Thanks for watching this video. Bye.